Have you ever wanted to curl your hair with a curling iron, but you don't know how? Well, today I'm going to teach you. My name is Katie Barrett, and today I'm going to teach you how to use an actual clamped curling iron. So the items that you're going to need are obviously a hairbrush, the curling iron with a clamp, heat protectant, and something to put your hair up with, either a hair tie or a claw clip. And optional, you can use hairspray, which you will use at the end of the process. So step one is turning on your curling iron. You want your curling iron to be between 250 and 300 degrees. Some curling iron, just like mine, goes up higher. Mine right now is set on 360, so it's way too high. So I'm going to turn it down to 280. But this one goes to 430, and you don't want to be using that because that's just going to be frying off your hair. Because when using heat damage, or when you're using heat, you can damage your hair. That's why we're using a heat protectant. And it is very, very, very important to always put heat protectant on your hair. So step two is obviously you're going to prep your hair by just brushing it out, make sure there's no knots, and then you're going to put your heat protectant in. So you want to make sure each little hair is coated nice and well. Um, and honestly, I think a good smelling heat protectant is very important because it's going to be in your hair all day and you want to smell so nice. So mine is the Chai, however you pronounce it, 44 Iron Guard, which it's more for straightening hair, but you can also use it for curling. It just depends on whatever you want. And then what you can do is you can section your hair. So like the pieces like that are under here, they're sometimes hard to reach when you're doing your whole head, and some people will just clip it up like so then you have easier access. So the next step is going to actually be curling your hair. So when working with a clamp, I know sometimes you can get like a little crimp or something. So what I do is I always make sure my clamp is actually pointed away from me. So it'll be looking at my mirror technically. And if I'm working on the left side, then I'm going to be going towards the left side. So to curl your hair, it would be like this. You would just hold maybe a 1 inch piece, and then you're gonna clamp it on, making sure your clamp is up, and you're gonna slowly go down and rotate away from your face. Now there's different types of curls. There's beach waves, there's normal curls. You can just let it down and then you'll have your perfect little curl. But there's different variations of curling different ways. So if you wanted to do more of a beach wave, you could do kind of like what I just did, is you do the same thing, but you hold it for just, there's still a little piece out, then you twist it, and then you keep going down and twist it again. And that gives you more of a beach wavy kind of look. Um, More relaxed kind of look, if you will. But I think a clamp is very difficult if you don't slide it off, because if you just let it sit there, then it's going to leave a crimp. So you obviously, in step four, you hold the iron on there for a few seconds, but you want to slowly release and make sure that you don't get a crimp in there, because then it will just ruin all of your curls, and you don't want that. So the last step is, once you have, normally your whole head would be curled and you want it to fully cool. So like right now these pieces are still a little warm and you want them to fully cool before anything else, okay? And then afterwards you're just gonna hairspray your curls so they stay in place. And that is a very smart thing to do. I don't have any with me, or I would show you, but I use any brand from Walmart is perfectly fine, but you want to make sure that your curls stay in all day, and hairspray will really help you. You can also use texture spray, you can tease your hair, you can do different hairstyles. There's so many different ways, and once you start curling your hair, it gets very easy, and there's just so many different cute hairstyles you can do. I hope this helped you learn how to curl your hair, and now your hair will look very pretty. Thank you.